Let's change 1/10 to a decimal. To change a fraction to a decimal, you divide. You take the numerator and divide it by the denominator. The denominator goes on the outside. The numerator goes on the inside. 10 goes into 1, 0 times. I add a decimal, I bring that decimal to the top, and I add a 0. 10 goes into 10, 1 time. 1 times 10 is 10, we subtract and get 0. So our decimal is a terminating decimal. Remember, terminating means that it ends. And then to change this to a percent, to move from a decimal to a percent, we multiply the decimal by 100. So if you had 0.1 and you multiplied it by 100, you would get, oh, whoops. If you had 0.1 and you multiply by 100, you would get 10, which is the same as moving the decimal 2 times to the right. I have an open spot, number space, so I'm going to put a 0 in. And this becomes 10 with the decimal on the end, which is the same as 10.0, which we would just say is 10, and we add a percent sign, 10%. Then I would shade in, using my highlighter, 10%. So that means 10 per 100. So 10 for every 100. Now, what's interesting about a decimal like this is that when the denominator is a 10 or a 100 or a 1000, you can just use place value to change it to a decimal. So 1/10, well, if it has a denominator of 10, you would just place the numerator in the 10th place. So that's another way to think about changing this type of a fraction to a decimal.